Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is a really big root crop harvester. Um, I don't know if this is going to be a series or me just kind of messing around for a little bit, but this is the Lizard Colossus, which is a mod, and that root cart is also a mod. You can tell they're camo, and they have a ridiculous amount of storage. So I'm going to start this up. It is going to be a little loud, so I apologize, but we're going to go ahead and get this going. I'm going to go ahead and tip this. What I've been doing is this root crop harvester is a little bit cheaty, and I will admit that up front. But it allows you to do a couple of things. Number one, its capacity is 250,000 liters, which is nice. Um, so it can hold a lot. And this root crop Colossus cart, I have modded, or I didn't mod, but it's a mod, and I adjusted it to be a 1 million liter cart. So essentially, I can harvest 1.25 million liters of root crop with this thing, which is kind of what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and get over here and get lined up. And I apologize if this is too loud. We'll go in the cab in a second, but I wanted you to see this. The other thing that it does is it swaths in 20 meters, which is amazing. I think normally it's 4 meters for a root crop harvester, so this thing feels like a regular harvester because it does a nice wide swath, like so, which makes root crops not the most painful thing in the world like they usually are. So I am playing around here, and I am trying something that I've never done before, which is the soup factory. And so I'm going to go ahead and switch into cab view, get this lined up, get on my line. And as you can see, we're harvesting red beets right now. We've already got another 50,000 liters just from that row. I don't know if we'll be able to get this whole field in here. I think we will, but it's a pretty big field. But we're doing contracts for root crops to fill our soup factory with goods based on the leftover amount of root crops we've harvested. So the soup factory, I've never built it before because, quite honest, I don't really do root crops very often, and it's $400,000 to build. It's actually like 405, I think, or something, but it's expensive. So I never really get far enough in my series to want to buy it, and it makes things with root crops which I don't ever harvest. So I've never really encountered a reason to build the soup factory before. But I downloaded this mod pack, the Colossus mod pack, and it has all sorts of things in it. But this root crop harvester with adjustable widths and storage capacities seemed like a good idea. But basically, I spent, well, over 400,000 on this root crop harvester. With the header, I think it was close to $500,000. And then I also, well, no, it's a 450. I don't know. We can check the prices in a second if you're curious. But then the soup factory itself was also $400,000 or 405. And then I needed a tractor, and I happened to get that Fendt Vero 1000 over there, which is a nice big tractor on sale. And I got the Black Beauty version to match my black camo harvester and my black camo root cart. Although I didn't buy the root cart, I should say. I leased it because I wasn't sure how I would feel about $1 million storage capacity. I didn't know if that would feel too much like cheating. But to be honest, it feels about right because it's 4 loads of this, and root crops fill up fast, as you can see. So I didn't buy it, and to be honest, we couldn't afford it because we only started with $1 million like usual. And if I spent $400,000 on the harvester, $400,000 on the factory, and $200,000 on the tractor, which is about right, about what I did, give or take, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for much else. So let's go ahead and lift that up and turn that off, and we'll go unload again because we're 93% full. So when this is unloading, and I know it doesn't take very long to unload, but we'll check some numbers real quick so I can give you some exact math. So we're doing contracts. And I just was curious, number one, what it would be like to do a bunch of big fields of root crops, which fortunately this map had. And number two, what it would be like to have the soup factory. So, or to be able to fill it with the excess of contracts. So it's not like I'm stealing these fields, like buying them, harvesting them, and then selling them back, which definitely is cheating. Not that this isn't, making my life very, very easy. So I could understand if this isn't your thing, but I was just playing around and having fun. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to be checking the math. All right, let's get back in here so it's quiet. So my finances are going to look weird because I also bought a harvester for 160,000 and then sold it back because I decided I wasn't going to do any normal crops, just root crops. So 541,000 included this harvester that I sold back for 169. So, somewhere around the 400s, we'll get the exact number in a second. Construction costs was my 407 for the factory itself. The land I bought, I'll show you in a minute. Was the smallest lot I could find that I could buy with the money that I had left. And then we leased the root cart for another 5,000 today. And I've had a couple of other costs that have come out as well. But that doesn't give you exact numbers, so let me go into the shop and show you. So this is the Lizard Colossus pack. I bought this root harvester for 353 and this header for 33. So what, 383.3 thousand. So not quite 400, but I was close. And then construction, if you go to the factories, soup factory is down here, 405,000. It can take red beets, parsnips, carrots, and potatoes. The only thing on that list that I can't harvest with this harvester is potatoes. I actually can, I think, with a different header, but not with the header I bought. But I've had plenty of stuff to do with the red beets, parsnips, and carrots already. And then let's see, what vehicle do we have? The Fendt 1038 Vero. So if we buy a 1038 Vero, probably in the large tractors, nope, it's an even bigger one. There, Fendt 1038 Vero. And mine was the Black Beauty. So that's basically what it was, and then I got like 30% off. So this is 389. I spent like 265, I think, on mine. So, then I leased the root cart. So that's where we're at for there. Let me get going here, and then we'll look at the productions. But I think we're actually going to be able to get this whole field in there. I'm feeling pretty good about that because we're almost done. And again, this is a contract. So I want to show you some of the contracts as well. I haven't cashed in any of the contracts yet, but we will obviously. Oh, there's only 2 strips left. Nice. Yeah, this makes short work of this field, which is really nice to say because if I had done a 4-meter harvester, harvesting with, wait, lower. That was almost a disaster. Actually, it's not too bad. In you contracts, even if you have crop destruction on, you can't drive over the crop because it's not yours, so you can't destruct it. And I think we've gotten most of that. Looks pretty harvested over there. So I will get to show you. We're actually going to leave the harvester over here. So what I've been doing, because this thing, it is super nice. It unloads very fast, which is actually really nice as well. Not a complaint, mind you. But because it unloads really fast, it's hard to keep the extra or the excess from the harvest, which is what I need for the soup factory. So what I've been doing is unloading the tipper and then keeping a little bit in the harvester and hoping that whatever I had in the tipper was enough to cover the contract. So if you looked on the finance tab, I think we had a little bit of harvest income from a couple of things where I didn't really do my guesstimate very well. And therefore I lost some goods that we could have put in the soup factory and just got them for harvest income, which is fine. I just wanted to have some of this stuff. Are we getting that? Yeah, we're getting that. Okay. Kind of a little strip, but every bit counts. So we have like 93,000 here. I'm going to dump a little bit more of this into the tipper, I think, just to get us a good chunk, and then we're going to check where we drop this off. That's the other thing. I hadn't quite decided. All right, so let's turn that off and lift that up. We'll drive back over here. I want to check my map for two things. Number one, yep, we got it all. And then we'll put out, actually let's get out here because we don't want to tip too much. We want about 60,000 left is my guess. We want to keep about 60,000 for ourselves. And we want to turn the rest in. So we're going to get down to here. 72 will work. Very exact science, I can promise you that. So we have 566,000 liters in the tipper already, plus another 72. So, 640, give or take. Let's fire up the Black Beauty and see where we're going. So this, contracts, that's what we were going to talk about. So I've already done a parsnip one and a carrot one. On 12 and 4. So this is the one on 2, and it's going to the pier. Yay. The pier and I have had some problems. In fact, I think we're going to take the long way around to show you how to drop this off. Then I want to show you there's a couple other contracts that are available that I haven't accepted yet because I want to accept these contracts live. Not live, but in the recording for you in case you were curious. But this thing is pretty wide, and if you've ever been on the Hunan Pantai map before to get down to the city there, it's pretty crowded. I mean, it's fine, but like a big wide 1,000,000-liter tipper like this leaves some to be desired. So I think we're going to take this road here, come down this way, and then turn back in and come this way and avoid all these one-way streets. Oops, I about rolled past it while I was checking the map. All right, so we're going to come this way, go up the hill a little bit. And then come back into town. But I want to show you, so the soup factory, I can make red beet soup, carrot soup, parsnip soup, or some triple special soup that takes all three. There's also potato soup, but again, I'm not doing potatoes, at least not yet. Could be an option if there's a giant potato contract later that would make it worth leasing that harvester, that harvest header. But, so it's a tight squeeze here. Nope. Can we come here? We're just going to that pier right there, but gotta back our way. Oh, come on, guy. Seriously? Can you drive out of the way, please? If you stay right there, I cannot complete my turn. Why? Why did you have to come here and put on a left turn signal right now? So we got to disconnect, come here, do a 3-point turn to back into it, to reconnect, to get out of this guy's way. That is not cool, Robert Frost. All right. Here we go. You're just going to follow me into town and be really disappointed that I'm driving slow. So we're going to come out here and This is technically a one-way, but it avoids a lot of the one-ways that are on my left, which are really cramped and crowded. That's the other reason I didn't buy this giant Colossus route thing yet, because if it was too unwieldy to drive to town, like it kind of is, I thought if we're going to do a lot of contracts, maybe I'll just get a regular tipper that's a little bit narrower and maybe longer, but narrower at least, so I can make these turns to get down here better. I mean, it's making it, but I'm glad I didn't record the first couple of trips, because the first couple of trips were pretty messy. So what we're hoping is that the contents of the tipper, as stated, the 560,000 liters, will cover the contract to complete, and then sell a little bit for harvest income, but not too much. And then that will leave the 72,000 we have back in the harvester all to be profit. So we're going to go ahead and you raise it and it dumps automatically, so you just got to be careful not to raise it before you get to the dumping spot. 81, 82, 83. Okay, it's going. 90% transported. Shoot. Okay. This is where it gets interesting. So I think we're going to park this here. We're 99% complete, guys. I'll tell you, this has been an interesting challenge. Wait, which way is that? Oh, hello, car. Didn't see you there. All right, we're going to loop around this way. We're going to take the same path here with the harvester. We're just going to drive the harvester down there. It's not an exact science, as you can see. I should have dumped to 60, which is what I originally said. That would have given me another 12,000, which I'm sure would have completed the contract. And if we can do it right, when we get down there, I'll dump 12,000 into the tipper. Wait, no. I'll dump 60,000 to the tipper, leave 12 in here, and then dump this 12 into the sell point. So I ended up having to drive them both down there. On one of them, I think the parsnips I grossly overestimated, and I sold like an extra $10,000 worth at a poor price, which is my bad, but it happens. Oh, and I didn't take my shortcut, so now we get to now you get to see me squeeze the man. I'm talking and not paying attention, which is easy to do. So these are all one ways. I can take this one way, but it is too sharp of a turn, I think. So I'm going to come up here to the next block and take this one way instead. Oh, that street sign didn't stand a chance. And it's stuck in my header, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, stop looking at the header and focus on actually not wrecking your giant piece of machinery. Alright, we're going to make a wide left here, probably destroy this yield sign as well. Maybe hit that guy's white car. See, this is why I took that other way in, because it avoids some of these tight turns that some of the big equipment doesn't really like to make. What am I hitting now? The street light itself is preventing me. Okay. Oh, more traffic. Come on, guys. Let me through without crowding me, please. Yeah, this is why having like a little tipper. Can we get under if we extend? Oh, now I've done it. Seriously? Oh, guys, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you try to drive this stuff down there. I can't fold it up because it's got stuff in it. Okay, can we go unload it and then reset it? So yeah, I mean, obviously driving downtown just to try to get to this pier has been a pain, which is why you don't normally take the harvester down here. Where is... Yeah, so we're gonna hopefully unload and then reset the harvester back to the shop. And now we're just gonna probably not keep these red beets, which is silly. Just gonna unload. Do we have enough room to turn around? Yeah, if we get over here, we will. Okay, so. Well, I should probably edit all of this out, but I'm not going to. Because, you know, learn from your mistakes, I guess. So we're just going to reset this because it doesn't have anything in it. Now, if you reset it with goods in there, and then there's my header, reset. Don't sell it, just reset it. Yeah, if you reset it with goods, you lose the goods. So I would have lost this 72,000 liters, which I need to complete my contract, which would have been very bad. So luckily we had the tipper down here. I probably should have just driven the tractor with the tipper all the way back around, loaded up another 12,000, driven it all the way back down. But alas, these are the mistakes that you make. Want to make sure I get this shown so that I can complete those contracts, and then we'll just jump over. And I was going to maybe accept another contract, but I'm not convinced I will with the way that this is going. So we're going to dump that, and then we're going to try to stop. Nope. Did we dump any of it? It goes really fast. So yeah, we sold an extra $7,000 worth. So that's harvest income, and instead of keeping 60,000 like I wanted, we're only keeping 25.9 or 26,000 liters. So anyway, let me not make you watch me drive out of here, but let me just shut that off for a second, and we will go to, yes, this is back at the shop. Let me zoom out. So over here is field 20. You can see it's also red beets. So I bought this for 65,000, and let's go visit. Actually, the potato factory is really loud, so we'll go visit in a second. So this square that's taken out of it, or this rectangle that's taken out, is the potato factory. Can I select it? Or soup factory, not potato factory. Soup factory. And so if we come down here to factories, nope, let's go up here. So we did a carrot contract, and we have 78,000 in carrots left over. We did a parsnip contract. We had 44,000 left in parsnips because I sold too many parsnips. And we did the red beets from our original field, which was 54,000 from our original field. Plus the 26,000 we have now. So that's going to be fine. It'll get us close to the carrot amount. What we really need is to up that parsnip amount. But our productions are carrot soup, which we're not making, parsnip soup, which we are not making. Red beet I was going to make because I was hoping to have twice as many red beets. So we are making it now, but I'll probably stop that soon. And then triple soup, if you come over here, requires 100 carrots, 100 parsnips, 100 red beets to make 75 triple soup. So triple soup, I'm hoping, sells for a lot more than these other soups by themselves. That's what we're going to find out by making red beet soup and triple soup. I want to see the sell price and the difference between those two. I know I could look it up, but I just want to kind of make a palette and see what it's like, and that will dictate what we do in the future. But so I can also hold like 450,000 liters of each. So if I come up to contracts here, number one, we did these three. This one was 17,000. So we're going to go ahead and collect that. This one was 14,000. or excuse me, 20,000 was the one we just finished. So we'll go ahead and collect that. And then 17 or 14,486 for the parsnips. And we'll go ahead and collect that. So now there are more harvest contracts, but they're all small. So this one's, there are more parsnips. We do need more parsnips, as you could see by our, that's the one we're lowest on, I think. So that one might be worth it, but it's a really small field. So the odds of us having enough in excess to cover the difference is probably not worth it. There is another carrot one here, which seems reasonably big, an $8,000 one. So this is a 7.98 acre, where this one is only a 3.3 acre. So I think there'll be more left over. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that, and we'll see, because it's also right next to the shop, so it'll be easy to do. And then our harvester can actually do peas as well. What is this? Sorghum. Yeah. And your spinach. All right. And we can actually do peas as well, but this big field 7 is peas. It's 19,000. We can do it. We can dump it. And just make an extra 20,000. So I'm thinking about that, but I'm going to go do those other parsnips first, because I care most about this soup factory and getting that running. And I want the parsnip bar to be in the 70s or 80s, like the red beets and carrots will be, or the carrots already are, and the red beets will be. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Oh, and hey, look, it's raining, so not even a great time to harvest. We'll see what happens with this, guys. Might have to wait till the rain stops to harvest and do all that. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess I should jump over and just show you the land real quick. Wrong menu, wrong menu. It's like I've never played this game before. It's not true at all, but so we're going to go ahead and visit. Now this is loud, so I apologize. But here's our factory. We dump right here. Pick up right here next to the road. A little bit of ground deformation over here where it's sunk in, which we can try to fix off camera, because I'm not really good with those tools. And it wasn't a very big field, but it kind of goes back up here to the interstate up there. But I did have about 60,000 in red beets, and they were all mine, so I threw them all into the soup factory. And then, of course, here's my little camo tent, 26 bucks, and a sleep trigger. So, I mean, this is home for now. We probably just sleep in the soup factory, to be honest, but have to have a sleep trigger, so park on a camo tent up here under the interstate. So that's what's going on in this one. I don't know if I'm not going to make a series out of this, probably, unless people really think this is a crazy idea and they want to see soup to the max. But I was just playing around with that harvester and having some fun doing some contracts and seeing if I could get enough left over to make some goods and what that would look like. So it's contract income and products from our soup factory to hopefully eventually save up to buy the things that we would need to plant a field, because we've got this field we could plant, but we need some equipment to do it. And we could lease that equipment and go from there, which we might do as well. So anyway, thanks for checking it out. Sorry for all of the bad driving and stuff that happened, but we did our best, and we are making some soup. So in the next episode, hopefully there'll be some pallets out and we can sell those and see what happens. All right. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.